What is up? What is up? Welcome back. Another episode of Blood and Beer. I'm your host, Matt, and today we're talking blood sport. We're drinking beer. We're talking UFC 273, and then what's coming up next weekend in the combat sports world. So, UFC 273 did not disappoint. Where are my manners? I had messed up the start, so I had already tried this beer, but it is Voodoo Ranger Juice Force Imperial IPA, and it's pretty friggin' good. Put too much in my mouth. All right, sorry about that. I give this a 8.7. It's friggin' delicious. I've never had any Voodoo Ranger, but I know it's pretty popular. So 8.7 for the Voodoo Ranger Juice Force. Um, huh. So yeah, UFC 273. It lived up to the hype. It didn't have the huge name power that a lot of other pay-per-views have, but man, there were some great fights top to bottom. It was spectacular. So we'll go ahead and get started. We had Alexei Oleinik versus Jared Vanderaa, and Oleinik picks up his 60th victory. 45-year-old man's been fighting forever, says he'll fight for 10 more years. Guy is just nasty with the submissions, so he pulls off a scarf hold, gets his 60th victory. Shout out Oleinik. And then Mike Mallow, yeah, that's how it's said. He absolutely sleeps Gall with a one-punch knockout. Gall comes right back, but man, it was nasty when he went down. He just folded him. So a lot of power there. He's someone to look out for in the 170-pound division. Anthony Fernandez, might be Hernandez. Fuck it. Anthony Fernandez versus Josh Fremd. This was a war. Both guys had spots where they were almost finished. They almost finished each other, and they both fought out of it. Round 3, Hernandez dominates with his ground game, so he gets the victory, unanimous decision. It was a fucking war though, and I thought that was going to be fight of the night. Wait till we get to the main card. And then finally on the prelims, first Jan Gary, he took on Darian Weeks and he outstruck him to victory. He gets the unanimous decision. And then he got on the mic and gave the cringiest post-fight interview of all time. He really wants to be Conor McGregor, and he's just really not. He's not the talker that these other guys are. Sounded rough. I thought this kid had the gift of the gab last time, but man, this time was cringy. Cringy. All right, but on to the main card. Mark Madsen defeats Vince Pichel by unanimous decision. Kind of a boring win for Madsen. Pichel did a lot of work standing up, but Madsen dominated with the ground game. And he used the ground game to threaten strikes. It was kind of a boring fight, that one was. But then Mackenzie Dern and Tesha Torres come out, and they put on an absolute battle, back and forth. Round 2, Mackenzie Dern, she just starts hanging on Torres by her legs, rips a Kimura, holding it for a couple minutes, advancing by kicking off of the cage while Torres is standing up, finally gets it to the ground, and you can just see how dangerous Dern is when she's on the ground. She's always searching submissions. So that was great performance by both. I believe, yeah, it was a split decision victory for Mackenzie Dern. Hell of a fight. I don't think either women's stock went down. And then on to the big three. The big three fights. Hell of a beer. Start off with the people's main event. Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat Chimaev. This fight was fucking crazy. Fuck fight of the night. This was fight of the year probably. This is up there with Julian Erosa, Jordan Peterson. These guys, every punch had vicious intentions, and they were swinging and banging until the last second. Round 1, Hamza outworks Burns a little bit. He hurts him a little, but Burns is still fighting back. And then round 2, Burns comes out. He seems like he's got a bit of a rhythm. He's cracking Hamza. At the end of the fight, or at the end of the round, he starts to really put it on him, drops Hamza with a hook, and then he After he hits him with the hook, he actually tries a soccer kick, barely misses his head, would have gotten DQ'd like Piotr Jan if he would have landed that, because that is an illegal strike. But it was fucking nasty. So they're going back and forth. It's 1-1 going into the third. And Hamza, he might have outworked Burns a little bit in the third, but Burns was bringing it still, swinging punches, just overhands, hooks, just anything to get to Hamza. It was a fucking war. Both guys bloody, beat up. It was awesome. Fight of the year. It's probably going to go down in the UFC Hall of Fame in the fight wing. Go check it out if you get the chance. I can't say enough about it. Absolute fucking war. Hamza gets the unanimous decision, but another fight where neither guy's stock drops. Wow. Absolutely incredible. And Hamzat's the real fucking deal. I used to say I'm tired of hearing all the hype about him. Not tired of hearing the hype now. That this guy is the shit. He is the real fucking deal. And so is Burns. Burns is fucking game. All right. And then we have Aljamain Sterling. He takes on Piotr Jan, edges it out in the razor thin unanimous split decision victory. Round one was the round that was in question. It really could have gone either way because it was a feeling out round. I thought Aljo looked like he did just a little bit more damage, even though not much of any damage was done in that round by either guy. So, Jan, I didn't think Jan had the first round. I thought it went to Sterling. And then after that, Aljo dominates round two. It could have been a 10-8, but no judges scored it that way. He wins round three, and Jan dominates and wins rounds 4 and 5. So it's all on that first round. 2 judges scored it for Aljo. He gets a split decision. I don't think you can really be mad in that situation with a fight that close. You can't really call it a robbery because if Jan would have dominated 3 rounds, then you can call it a robbery. But that first round was way too close. It was a fun fight, way different than the first. Aljo, he's the real fucking deal, and he showed what's up. And Jan was fighting so fucking angry. Every punch he threw, he looked a little off balance at the beginning. You could tell he fucking hates Sterling, and I think not having his main corner there to kind of reel him in, I think that probably hurt him. He was a little over aggressive, and it hurt. All right, and then on to the main event. Alexander Volkanovski. Is he the pound-for-pound best right now? He sure looked it last night when he took on the Korean Zombie. He fucked him up round to round to round to a beginning of a round to stoppage. I mean, he wobbled him so many times. Zombie's looking like he's on roller skates out there just fucking fucked up. Everything Volk was throwing was landing, and he's looking better and better. This guy is the real fucking deal. He's talking either he wants the max rematch, tree match, if you will, or he's going to move up to light heavyweight because these 145ers are just waiting until they get a shot. None of them are really earning their shot. Fuck yeah, I think he can do it at 155 too. I don't think Oliveira is a great matchup for him because Ortega, he fucked Ortega up, but Oliveira is even better in jiu-jitsu and he's better striking. Someone like Justin Gaethje would be a good matchup for him. Or Dustin Poirier, someone he can box. I think he's faster than both those guys, and he's so strong because, he used to be 215 pounds. But yeah, Volkanovski, 4th round stoppage. He fucks up the Zombie. Herb Dean steps in while the Zombie's still standing and stops it just because the corner wouldn't stop it. So that's what we have for UFC 273. They say Aljo's got Sterling next, or Aljo is Sterling. Aljo's got TJ Dillashaw next, and Hamzat's looking at Colby Covington most likely next. Those are some matchups I'd like to see. Would not complain. All right, and then coming up this weekend, UFC Bellator 277. AJ McKee's taking on Patricio Pitbull Fieri. It's a rematch of the Grand Prix finale from, I believe, last year. AJ McKee submitted Pitbull in the first round. Pitbull didn't think it should have been stopped, but he took the belt, so it's for the title, featherweight, AJ McKee's a super exciting fighter. Pitbull, he's got a lot of power. It's going to be a banger. These guys do not like each other. It's going to be a war. I'm tuning in. And then also on the card, another title fight. We have Corey Anderson versus Vadim Nemkov for the light heavyweight Grand Prix finale and the light heavyweight championship. These guys have been just steamrolling everybody. This is going to be fun to watch. And then Corey Anderson said if he wins this, he's going for another division and he's going to try to be a 2 division champ. That would be awesome. He's definitely one of the best light heavyweights in the world, probably only behind Glover and Yuri at this point. Anderson is the real fucking deal. So tune into that. That's on Showtime. 10 p.m. is the main card. On MMA Junkie, it will be the prelims at 7 p.m. for Bellator 277. Some good fights on the prelims also. And then UFC Fight Night the following night, Bilal Muhammad versus Vicente Luque, two contenders trying to get closer to that title picture. And then also on the card, we got Devin Clark and William Knight moving up to heavyweight. Both of them are usually light heavyweight, so they're moving up a weight class. And then Chris Barnett's going to be making his comeback. Last fight he had was that spinning back kick knockout. He moves like he's 155, weighs about 260. Dude is fun to watch. So it's going to be a fun card. Can't wait to see that. And that's all we have for you today, I believe. So I appreciate you tuning in. This has been Matt with Blood and Beer. And it's a little bit of a condensed episode today, but that's just because I'm jacked off this coffee. And I'm just trying to change some things up. And just an announcement real quick. If you get the chance, check out, I'm going to be having a mini series coming out. It's going to be the top 10 fighters around the world under the age of 25 or 25 years old. And they're going to be about 2 or 3 minute episodes, just little biographies on these fighters and what they got and what they bring to the table. So I'm excited to do that. It's going to be my first thing doing any content like that. So check it out. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. This has been Matt with Blood and Beer Combat Sports.